Yo, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chisha Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
The age of compromise. It's only women who are asked to compromise on attraction at a stage. Let's get it.
Men wouldn't even consider talking to any of us if we weren't their type physically.
Without fail, every time I'm with somebody who is married or in a long-term committed relationship, male or female, like, you're getting older, Ashley, you have to redefine what you think is attractive. I'm like, what exactly does me getting older have to do with what I find attractive? They're like, oh, you're gonna end up single because you won't date anybody who's shorter than you. You won't talk to nice guys because you don't think that they're cute. I'm always like, okay, so what are you saying? The older I get, the less entitled I am to an attractive man? And one time, a single male friend of mine said this to me, right? He was trying to set me up with his friend, and I was like, no, thank you. I'm not attracted to this person that I have met multiple times. He was like, why are you so picky? You gotta stop being so picky. He's a nice guy. Like, I know he's nice. Again, I've met this person multiple times. It doesn't change the fact that I am not attracted to him. It's like, oh, come on, Ashley. Like, he's a great guy. He thinks you're really sweet and really pretty. I said, one, he's a liar. No one who's ever met me outside the confines of my immediate family would describe me as sweet. Two, primary reason this man wants to date me is because he finds me attractive. But I'm expected to go on a date with him even though I don't find him attractive. So I was like, question for you. Let's pretend the situation was reversed. If I told you that I thought he was cute and wanted to go on a date with him, and you went and told him all that, and he's like, she's cool or whatever, but I'm not really like feeling her like that. How would that conversation go? You'd be all, oh, but Ashley's so nice and she thinks you're so cute. You should give her a chance. You might really like her. He's like, well, no, I wouldn't make him go on a date with you if he didn't think you were cute. I'm like, that's it. There we go. Why are you trying to force me to go on a date with somebody that I am not attracted to when you would never even suggest it in reverse? I'm like, dude, are you going on dates with people that you don't find attractive? And I'm like, okay, so what are we doing here? Like, well, like, just stumbling over his words. And I'm like, okay, yeah, exactly. Leave me the fuck.
All right, guys, so you heard it for yourself. We have a woman here who believes that the older she gets, she should still be entitled to the same quality of men that she could have when she was younger, right? She doesn't think that her getting older should affect her options at all. Now, I want to start off with the first thing that was said in this video, which was this.
Men wouldn't even consider talking to any of us if we weren't their type physically.
So the first part of the stitched TikTok video had this woman saying men wouldn't even consider us if we didn't meet their level of attraction physically. I think she's right. But consider you for what is the question, right? Men lower their standards plenty of times if they just see you as somebody who they're going to have a sexual relationship with. But if you're talking about like marriage and something serious, then yes, men are more picky with how attractive you are. Not so picky if they're not going to take you seriously. But she's absolutely right. But in the context that she's talking about, which I'm assuming is a serious relationship, she's absolutely right. If a man doesn't find you attractive physically, he most likely won't pursue a serious relationship with you. Vice versa with women. If a woman does not find you economically attractive, if you don't reach her level of requirement, which is ridiculous for most women today, right? Because they all think they deserve top 10% earning men. But if you don't reach that standard, that entry level, most women don't see you as somebody who they could take seriously for a serious relationship. And in all honesty, the qualification for a woman to take you more seriously is a lot more cutthroat than men who are a lot more simple and flexible with what they require. So guys, back to the woman who is getting older and surprised can't find a man. She said, just because I'm getting older doesn't mean I can't be entitled. Can't make this shit up. Entitled to the type of man I want, or the type of attractive man I want. Well, people had a lot to say about her opinion. As always, let's check out these comments. First comment comes from a man and he says, no one's forcing you, but when you hit 35, I want this same energy. Mercy. He's saying, listen, when you hit 35, don't start drinking coffee all of a sudden.
Put that coffee down.
Put that coffee down. Keep that same energy, right? Strong, independent. We want to hear the same song on repeat. The next comment here reads, maybe she needs to realize the kind of men she might want probably don't want her, so either be single or accept you've passed your prime. 6 likes right there. And of course, that's a great point. Most women will literally convince themselves that the type of man they want doesn't exist. I can't find a good man. No. Tell me the list of men that you want. I want this, I want that, I want that. Okay, those guys exist. They exist. The question is, why aren't they choosing you? The next comment is a woman who responded back to that gentleman and said, seriously? With the mind blown emoji and the cringe emoji. She goes on to say, you ain't serious with this comment. Past her prime? But J-Lo, who is 50 years old and has had many rings, hasn't passed her prime? Let's keep it real. If she was a woman of certain caliber, ain't no way you would have passed this dumb remark. People are entitled and I think this is supposed to say, choosy with who they choose to spend the rest of their lives with, sir. But first off, let's get this out of the way. None of you women out here are J-Lo. You women aren't J-Lo. So you gotta stop using women like J-Lo as an example. And I mean, if you want J-Lo's experience, go ahead and claim J-Lo. But J-Lo's been engaged 6 times, including twice to Ben Affleck. If that's what you consider a healthy relationship lifestyle and that's what you want, you can do that. Most women will do that, right? Multiple divorces, multiple marriages. And if J-Lo is your standard, well, in my opinion, you've already failed. J-Lo can't be your standard. Next comment here says, maybe because you have a biological clock. People are really dumb. They can't understand a simple thing as that. Women's age plays a massive part in her options. This is how it's always been and will always be. Why would a man get with a 32-year-old woman and probably only have 1 child or 2 when he can get a woman who's 24 and have 3 or 4 or possibly 5 kids? This is basic stuff to understand. Stop acting ignorant on it now. It's just dumb. That's facts. Next comment from a female commenter reads, I wanted to say this but couldn't be bothered, laughing emoji. I would not believe a 22-year-old over a 35-year-old just because of age. I know the era in which the 22-year-old has grown up in. They likely easily accessible from when they were a teenager. Someone else responded to her and said, yup, I'm glad someone gets it. Accessibility these days is insane. And speaking as someone who is past their 20s, I definitely know younger girls than me with higher body counts. This whole thing applies to the individual, not the age. All right, guys, there you go. You heard it for yourself. As always, curious to know what you guys think. Leave your comments down below. Appreciate you for checking out another episode of The Coffee Pod, man. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.